is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartaches. Whatever you wish for, you keep. You wake with the morning sunlight to find fortune that is smiling on you. Don't let your heart be filled with sorrow, for all you know tomorrow the dream that you wish will come true. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartaches. Whatever you wish for, you keep. You wake with the morning sunlight to find fortune that is smiling on you. Don't let your heart be filled with sorrow, for all you know tomorrow the dream that you wish will come
Talking about my first objective, which is to improve my French and to obtain more vocabulary in French, I did improve a lot because I spoke French for every day for the last 6 months, whether it's at work, whether it's outside work. Well, you live in France, so you do have to speak French everywhere. And at first it was a little bit difficult because I did speak French, but not in the level that I can speak fluently and communicate properly with my colleagues. But they did help me quite a lot, especially with the words that I do not understand, such as in-room amenities in French, which I did not know at all. So they wrote down the words and I had to memorize it. But in a few weeks' time, I did very, very well, and I could do all the calls by myself. And now, after 6 months has passed, I can communicate with them with no problem at all. Even if we're just hanging out outside, having dinner together, it's amazing how living in France and speaking French every day can improve my French that much in this 6 months. My second learning objective was to handle complaints better. However, during this internship, I did not get to communicate with the guests a lot. But I did have a few Pluto cards, which is like a feedback card that mentioned my name 2 times in it. So I was very proud of that, meaning that I really did something to make a guest very, very happy, like make their stay very pleasant. And it was during their honeymoon, so I did a decoration in their room and they really did appreciate it, and they wrote me a very, very nice letter. And my manager then, she gave me a recommendation letter, which she did not do for everyone, which is a very, very good experience for me and very good advantage for me for my future career. My third learning objective is to be very careful in the details, and since I was working in a 5-star hotel, I need to be very, very careful in everything that I did. However, even though Disneyland Hotel is a 5-star hotel and our clients paid very, very expensively to stay in our hotel, they did not have any standard procedures in doing the stuff that we need to do. For example, when I prepare VIP, they would just say you can put it wherever you want, whenever, however you want, as long as you find it decent, and when the guest sees it, they have to be happy. And for me, this is not very acceptable because as a 5-star hotel, the least you can do is set a standard procedure on how to do your tasks. Because if you have a returning guest, they would be confused whether the room is like this, but before it was like that because it was done by a different person. So that's one thing that I I tried to do. Like, I tried to talk to my colleagues and be like, you need to figure out how to do it and when to do it, because if not, we might have a few complaints because of that. So for strength and the things that I did very well in this internship was the fact that I took everything very fast. I learned how to do everything in a matter of 3 5 days, and that really impressed my manager and fellow colleagues, especially my team leaders who work very often with me, and they're very happy that I was able to learn the words that I need to learn, where everything is put, and what do I need to do in the room, and what questions should be asked. And actually, the second week into my internship, we have a Disney top, which is an audit that you don't know, and when you come to a room, it's a team leader from another department that is there to ask questions and to sometimes complain. And I got 100%, and they were very shocked because it was my second week of work and they did not expect that I would get 100% directly. And the second thing is that I'm a very cheerful person and I really like to socialize. So I got really well with my colleagues. We got along. We have dinner together. We go to the park together. And for me, this is very important because the people that you work really determines whether you will like this work or not. And that's one of my strengths. And for me, it's the most important thing that I need to do is to be in a good relationship with my colleagues, to do everything well so that they would be pleased with you and they would recommend you for your other employers in the future. The weakness that I had was really it's talking about physical health, which is very challenging because this is a 15 minutes challenge. So every time we receive a call, we have to deliver the in-room amenities within 15 minutes, and it's not a guarantee that you will only have one call. You can have 3 4 calls at the same time, and you have to do it all in under 15 minutes. So physical ability is very challenged in this particular area, which I did not have before. And after a few weeks, I got used to it, but it's still very tiring when you have to go up and down the stairs, and it's really one of my weakness. I did few of my calls more than 15 minutes, but it was in the first months of my internship. By the end, I was able to get used to it, and I managed to do everything under 15 minutes. So I got the opportunity to go to a formation called the Theme and Concept of Disneyland Hotel, which is basically a formation where they explain the history behind the building, the design of the building, and the secrets that lies within the hotel, such as what the chandelier represents, where the hidden Mickeys are, and what type of suites that we have, and everything else that we need to know about the hotel. And this is very interesting because, like that, I can share my experience to the guests, share my knowledge about the hotel to the guests. And it's very pleasant to see how the guests feel surprised when you tell them, "Oh, have you seen this Mickey here?" And they would be like, "Oh, I didn't realize that there was a Mickey here." And it was a very special touch, a special Disney touch to share the magic with the customer. So every stagiaire is assigned with a tutor, and unfortunately, I got a tutor that is quite new to the housekeeping, well, to the hotel industry in general, and I did not work together with him a lot. I can count maybe 6 or 7 times that I worked together with him in the same shift in 6 months, which is not good at all. But he did give me quite good advice, and I can go to him if I have any questions. But then other team leaders are always available, and I can always go to them to ask any questions. Even the manager is very helpful, and I'm really glad that I got to work with a very good team. There are two major problems that I've found in Disneyland Hotel. The first is the fact that they have external services that provides the cleaning ladies. For me, this is a problem because they do not have the same qualifications as if we would hire them internally, because it is a five-star hotel and I don't think they would have the same treatments or the same formation as we do. And we did receive a lot of complaints about the room because it's dirty, and the way they treat people, it's not very friendly, and they use cell phones in the corridors, and it's a bit of a challenge because in the end of the day it's not Disney who did all of that, but we did need to give a lot of complimentary gifts as a compensation. The second problem is I can find that Disneyland Hotel is a very reactive type of organization instead of being proactive and anticipating every problems before they act after the problem is occurring, and that is very unfortunate because in the end of the day we lost quite a lot of money because of the water leaks and the problems that arises, and we didn't do enough to prevent it, but we did give a lot of compensations afterwards because the problem did occur.